Smart investors seek to buy low and sell high, but in the precious metals world, is it also important to consider relative value? We're asking Todd Bubba Horowitz of BubbaTrading.com today on Kitco's Gold Report. Bubba, good to see you. Good to have you back on.
Daniela, it's great to be here.
So what's your take on this, Bubba? We see gold pulling back here today, hitting a 2-month low, mostly under pressure from a strong consumer confidence report. So is it a buy low strategy or about relative value?
I think, Daniela, when you look at the big picture, it's more about relative value. I think that we're trading and we're going to be active. It's about buying low and selling high, which is more common in the equity space. But when you're looking at buying a hard asset like gold, you're looking to obviously always want to buy at the best price you can. But typically, a hard asset investor, in that of being gold, would be looking to hold it for the longer term. So they're not so concerned about buying it as possible, cheap as you can, but buying it at a good value where you assume it will grow. And I think that's what we have to look for when we're trading in this space. If you're active, it's always about the price, buy low, sell high. But if you're buying and you're holding, then it's more about the value and where you think the value can go. And as you mentioned at the top, this all has a lot to do with the potential rise in rates because the dollar is all of a sudden getting stronger.
So as we're speaking here, Bubba, spot gold's down about $11, silver's down about, close to 30 cents. How are you playing the gold and silver market right now?
I think I think it's going to be very tricky here, Daniela. I think that, I do not believe the Fed is going to raise rates, and I don't think the street believes it yet. But if they raise, the dollar is going to skyrocket back over the dollar, and I think that will put a lot of pressure, which is why I think you're seeing a lot of pressure in gold and silver right now. Now, I'm looking to be a buyer. I think I'm going to look at the 1300 level. There's a chance we could test the lows, believe it or not, although I'm a buyer, and I think this is where it gets tricky. And to your original question, I think you want to be a buyer on the way down. You never want to commit your entire amount. You want to purchase all at one time. You want to look for it, buy a little bit. If it keeps going down, you can buy a little bit more. And the worst comes to worst, you may have to pay more for it later. But that's how you want to play this. As it starts coming down to you, you want to start to nibble at it a little bit until we see it start to turn. So I think we're going to go higher, but we could see some pressure first before we turn around.
And it's not just gold and silver. We have base metals down today. Energies are down. It seems to be a knee-jerk reaction to the dollar, as you suggest. But can we just expect more of the same until post-Labor Day here? Or, do we just need people back at their desks here, Bubba?
I think we need to see some more action and some more volume. Now, that might actually create the sell-off I'd like to see. I'd like to see them hammer these a little bit harder. We know the whole commodity space has been under tremendous pressure over the last couple of months. And I'd like to see one more push down because I think then that will be the most unbelievable buy, maybe the buy of a lifetime when we get this one more push down because I think everybody's overestimating the power of what the Fed is doing. And I think the Fed, as you know, I'm not a big fan. Let's just leave it that way.
I know. Did you friend them on Facebook yet, Bubba?
I'm going to friend them. Well, I'm going to friend them, then I'm going to reject them. I'm going to kick them out.
All right. Always good speaking with you. Thanks so much, Bubba. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Daniela.
We have Frank Holmes of U.S. Global Investors up next, so be sure to stay tuned. Thanks for watching.